And good afternoon, folks. Warp103 bringing another video. This time here we are doing, of course, another Russian tank. I just did a preview of it, just a little leak one just the other day, so hopefully you'll check that out. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
I'm gonna have to rain down a godly firestorm on you.
And thank you for viewing this video. If you like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel by clicking the icon above, and then of course hitting the bell icon to get notifications when the next video drops. So here we go. All right, last time basically I covered the armor of this tank by showing you the armor model and everything else. So if you want to look at the armor model and look at the comparison of different armor types, please look at the previous video where the leak was and everything else of that. I didn't look at this stuff when I did the video and everything else of that, but I just wanted you to know what I found now that I've played it, and you'll see what I'm talking about when I actually present the video to you guys in a couple minutes. Now, I've literally had a discussion on this thing today and everything else of that. This is basically the second video. The first video I literally poop canned it because after speaking to some CCs and stuff like that, I get why people are the way they are in this game. This tank is on the levels of stupidity as a defender in the 430U. Now, there's no other way of putting it. Now, people want to sit there and argue, well, the armor model is not good. You know, it's not. Okay, we're going to go straight down to the armor profile. Now, everybody's, you know, not everybody. Let me a few choice people. I'm going to swear like this, saying, well, the armor is cheese for the lower plate and everything else of that. Okay, one of the best tanks in the game that's most other CCs and contract distributors and everything else that considered basically epic or overpowered. T-44-100, Lansing, the 430U. Now, this is the hull armor. Notice something here? That the hull armor is better than every other. I went through the whole list. I kept going and like that. I wanted to shorten it down to the top performers. Is the lower armor is better than most other tanks in this tier. Clearly, beats the T-44 by 5, the LS-15, the Lansing 35, the Skoda by 30. That's just lower plate. Upper plate, 220 versus 190, 190, 70. The Skoda one is bugged and everything else of that. But besides to say that the armor profile for both the lower plate, upper plate, and the whole armor is bordering on the point of ridiculous. Now again, I will show in just a second why it's so ridiculous. Now, so if the armor is already broken, basically, now again, I'm going to start calling this this tank the Defender version 2.0, because the level of stupidity of this armor is basically Defender class. Just like the 430U, I'm just going to put that also in Defender class again, because compared to other armors in the game for its type and everything else, that it's way above what it should be. Now, the health-wise, it's on the lower side compared to everything else, which we already got and everything else of that, you know, which is fine. The ammo rack is a little bit on the low side as well, because it's going to tend to get ammo racked a fair bit. But that's not, they're not even a half of it. Now, let's go back to the rest of the top stats. DPM beats out the T-100, again, considered one of the best in the class. Beats out the Lansing, considered one of the best in the class. The penetration just makes sure it just outblows everything else. So you have good DPM, good penetration, good alpha, so meaning that if you want to trade succinctly, you can hit somebody, duck back into cover. Cool. Now, your caliber is still fairly good and everything else. Now look at your shell velocity. Your shell velocity is literally insane. Again, so firepower wise, this thing is on class top of everything else. Again. Okay. All right. No. Now, this is how they're trying to balance out the vehicle. By basically making these soft stats, because the aim time we already know, dispersion we already knew, but the dispersions on the move, after firing and everything else that, they basically made that, I'm going to say, trash. And they did this on purpose, and I felt it in game and everything else that as a balancing factor. But I want you to think about the same thing. This is the same balancing factor that they use on the Defender. Again, great armor and everything else, but the gun stats and everything else that. I'm not talking, because to me the gun stats are actually pretty good, but the gun handling is not good, or not as good as the top tier things. Now again, if you're looking at the Skoda and everything else of that, you find it on the move and everything else. So that's somewhat close to that and everything else of that. Again, firing after move, it's bad, but okay. Now, like, well, you have only 6 degrees of gun depression. Well, I remember Soviet tanks only having 5 degrees of gun depression. 6 degrees was like, used to be like, oh, well, instead of 5, which is we call trash, 6 degrees was considered, wow, that's good. 7 is really, on that where you want to be, but 6 is really workable. Okay. Then we go down to mobility. Now again, look at the mobility. This is where they try to hurt the tank, because again, forward speed 58. Now, if you are on a level surface, I will be the first to admit, with this power to weight ratio, you're not making 58. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen, because your power to weight ratio is basically trash. And then to make your mobility a bit worse, they made sure your terrain resistances again were trash as well, right? So far, this is looking, the mobility is looking pretty bad, until you look at the effective hard, medium, and soft. The effective on hard and medium is still only behind the T-44-100. Still beats a lot of the other ones. The only one, and even on soft terrain, again, it still beats a lot of the other class when it comes to the actual effect of that armor. So you're not going to reach the 50 to 58 going level, but when you're falling down the hill, trust me, you're going to see in battle and stuff, you're going to be like, oh, okay, that's what happens. So mobility, they balance it out. Again, this is what that's why, again, even with leaks and everything else, that this is the reason why Wargaming doesn't post the soft stats, because we can keep this hidden that no one can see and everything else that. So when you look at you looked at the raw data, you found the leak and everything else that. But that doesn't only tells you half the story, because again, they can jigger the numbers with the soft stats and make whatever the other stats look, well, when in game, look horrible. Okay. Now let's go down to the miscellaneous camo value. T-44-100s, it beats it. The Lancing beats it. Camo after firing, again, only the T-44-100 beats it. Moving camo, only the T-44-100 beats it. After firing, again, only the T-44-100 beats it. But the all-important view range, that stuff that you have to use, crew skills and everything else like that, that 10 is enough to get by if you don't have to use coded optics if you have a great crew. Now, the battles you're going to see me play, because I'm actually going to put 2 up. The battles you're going to see me play, I have no crew at all. Since I'm not a medium tank player, since I'm not a Russian medium tank player, I literally have no crew skills, meaning I don't have brothers in arms. I don't even have 6th sense. So I played all my battles today with no 6th sense. And literally, even with no 6th sense, not a problem. That's how dumb this is. Your radio range, is really, really good and everything else, even though most people don't care about it. And your fire chance, the thing that's going to make you burn, 12%. Lowest in the group. Okay, well, lowest compared to Consortium. So we've covered the stats. Again, if you want to look at it in depth, actually, you know what? Now, let me go. Let me just do the simplest thing in the world, and let's go to the text tree. I'm just going to show you the armor real quick versus the other good tank. Your chances of actually pinning this go basically into the trash bin. You can pin a lower plate if he's showing it, yeah. Even straight onto it and everything else of that. Yeah, you're not pinning all the time. Even when he's facing straight ahead, dead on to you, your chances of pin 25%. The higher up you go, the worse it gets. So again, he's looking. Let's turn it even more. Again, this is the T-44-100. He's directly in front of you. Let's assume that your lower plate is covered. So let's see the lower plate is covered. He has a 25% chance of hitting you. So assuming if normal rolls and everything else, so that yeah, good luck. If his penetration rolls on the low side, he ain't pinning you at all. The only time he's going to pin you even close to 50% is if his penetration rolls are high rolls. This is how dumb the armor is. But people's like, well, it's cheese. Well, yeah, lower plate is cheese, but now again, this is versus a tier 8. This thing sees tier 7s and tier 6s. Now, thankfully today, I've only seen tier 8 and up. I haven't seen any tier 6s and 7s. What is tier 6 and 7 going to do against this? Nothing. You basically put another heavy in a game if it's facing tier 6s and tier 6s and tier 7s. Because again, he has this lower plate just even a little bit. Again, and the best guns out there, I'm talking about TD classes, are going to have a hard time pressing. And again, this is straight on. If he angles, oh yeah, okay. Good luck with that, bro. No, you're going to hit the sides. Oh, no. Good luck with that, bro. He kind of side scrapes a little bit. Now, if you look at the hull actually goes down in a kind of a V-shaped bowl. So if he debates you to shoot where his tracks is, now you might take his tracks off, but you're like, oh, I got a spot right here I can hit him at. No, bro, you don't. So if he's side scraping correctly, let's say if he over side scrapes. Let's say if he goes hog wild. He does like this. Sorry. I never can get this right. And he's doing like this, side scraping. His lower plate's covered. You see all of that purple down there? You're not pinning. And this is with the T-44-100. Okay. I've talked about it. I've shown you the armor model and everything else of that. Now, let's show you some gameplay. Alright, folks. Now, first gameplay inside this tank. We wanted to see what was going on. We wanted to get a feeling for the tank. Now, again, this is my first battle ever in this tank. I've never played it before. This is it. This is the beginnings for me. Now, again, I'm not a medium tank player. I'm okay in them, but most of my medium tanks that I have are either super slow or it's the type of medium that's basically super stealthy. Those are the types of mediums that I have. So this one here is basically way taller, way bigger, way more heavily armed and everything else than my typical medium. So I'm playing out of my weight league here. You know, basically it's all out of my class. So what you're seeing here is basically, I'm going to call myself at this point a noob inside of a medium tank. Because again, I don't play medium tanks like this. You can look at my record and everything else you know, most of my tanks are not this type of class. So I'm like, okay. Now again, I have no crew. This guy is basically, the crew is basic. It's 100%, but that's it. I ain't got no skills. I ain't got nothing that's going to help this tank get better. You notice there's no gold loaded. There's no frills. No, okay, well, you got this to make it better. No. Now, again, you can see how the armor profile is. Oh, okay, now nicey bouncy. I'm going to stick myself out here to get another shot on him. Nice and meaty thing. Now, again, I'm still backing up. I should have backed up a little bit more. My upper plate my lower plate is actually showing. So he's shooting into my lower plate. Look, you can see he's pointing down right into it. Now I've backed down enough that my plate's not showing anymore. Oh, wait, where did that shot bounce from? Oh, that would be the upper plate that bounced that shot. But no, someone said that, well, that can't happen. It just did. I bounced the shot right there in the upper plate. You know, I mean, because see, people don't believe stuff until they see it. So literally, the shot from the 44 hit my upper plate, bounce. Why? Because I pulled far enough back down to make sure that that angle was increased and say, poof, oh, no, bouncy, bouncy. So again, lower plate cheese, upper plate cheese? Nah, lower plate, I can agree. The lower plate, and actually, I can't agree to lower plate cheese because you have to think about this. You're seeing tanks that are lower tier than you. So you can see tier 6, you can see a tier 7. Now, the aim time is a little bit on the long side. So it's one of those tanks that's like that. You snapshotting, you're not gonna be snapshotting the stuff. You get that aim all the way in where you need to and everything else of that, and you can hit your shots. Now again, I'm playing this cautiously. This is the first battle in this tank. I don't know what it can do. I have a mind one in my head so that what it can do, but that doesn't mean anything until you actually play the tank. So I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. Let me go in. Now I know the low is going that way and everything else of that. My bad driving right here causes me to get. Oh wait, I still snap him from there. I'm sorry. I did say Russia when I was playing that. My bad. So mid ranges, gun still pretty damn good. Now at long range, gun's trash. Aw. Again, if you're in that mid-range area and everything else like that, you're going to hit majority of your shots. Long range, no. This is not a long-range cannon where you can sit there and snipe and everything else like that. This is good for mid to close range where you can basically get up close, hit things, and be like, here we go. I got you. Now we're going to speed this up just a little bit. Just a little bit speeding up because again, we want to get to the action. We don't want you to be hanging around here while I'm moving around the map. That's just silly. So again, we're moving forward. Now, look at my speed. I slowed it down back to the normal speed for just a second. Look at my speed going up a hill, up an incline. Up an incline, because you don't have the engine power, it does drop down. It does feel horrible when you're climbing a hill. It doesn't have that zippy feeling like, woo, I can go up a hill really damn fast. No, it's not like that. Now, I'm up the top of the hill. I'm right here, seeing if I can hit something. Now, look at the range that I'm at. Again, at range, gun's trash. Now we're going to go down the hill. Ooh, that's 62. Was that 62? No. It actually pumped up to about 65 going down that hill. Sounds legit. So again, on a level surface, you're not making it. But having that added top speed, even though I know that's really not good for the game because it gives the person the impression that you have that speed all the time. But when you're falling down the hill or you need to escape and everything else, and you have a downhill slant, you can get away pretty down quickly. Because that 65, even though that's not your rated top speed and everything else, but I'm just saying, pretty sweet. Now again, I'm not doing a lot right here. I know I'm not. Again, I'm not a medium tank player. I'm not used to going around doing the medium tank things up front with. Again, most of my medium tanks are stealth things. So look, missed on the move. Oh, did I just bounce an IS-6? Oh, where did he hit me at? I wonder where he hit me. Oh, doesn't really matter. Oh, got hit from behind with the STRV. Now again, guys up front, a person shot me. Yeah, I don't care. So if you're getting up to it, some of the heavy tanks face to face, up close, you can pretty much count on, unless they have enough gun depression. Oh wait, no, your upper plate. I forgot. Your upper part of your plate is angled, and it actually is 200 and something that you have to hit. Oh no, it's over 220. No, wait, no. That's only if you hit it at the upper section. Oh, it's somewhere around 250. So unless the person that's face hugging you, their gun is over 250 penetration, guess what's going to happen if you face up? Lol. because he ain't gonna be able to shoot you in the face. He's not gonna be able to shoot you on any the upper part of your hull. Okay, let's go into the next battle. All right, battle number 2. Now, again, I'm looking at the map. I'm like, okay, where do I go since I'm basically so massive? I mean, the AT-15, I'm big. Oh, I'm big as the AT-15. And I see, you know, I don't know where to go at. Now, again, I would normally play this as, you know, again, when I have a medium, I play it either as a stealth tank. Or I sit in the background and say, okay, I can snipe from here. So I wasn't sure how to play this, especially on this map here. I was like, yeah, my lack of gun depression, everything else like that, this is going to make life really hard for me. And I'm like, ooh. Wasn't that at my max range and I just complained about before that I can't hit anything max range? Oh, wait, Russia. My bad, I forgot. You yell at the Russian and everything else. Now, again, I don't have 6th sense. I don't know that even though I know in my head, I know I'm spotted. So basically, you know, I'm at a major disadvantage to most people that's going to be playing this tank, because they're going to be transferring their crews over from 430Us, everything else like that into the tank here. Because again, it's going to be a premium tank. It's part of the marathon. So people are going to ask, is this tank good to get? And my thing is, you'll be crazy not to get this tank. You'll be crazy not to go to the marathon and try your best to lower the cost down of getting this tank, because basically this is Defender version 2. Medium tank style. Literally. If you don't get this tank, and again, I'm not the guy that loves to say, you know, I don't promote wargaming stuff to say promote it. You'll know me. I tell it like it is. I think this tank is dumb. Literally, I think it's dumb. This tank should not be at this tier. This should have been a tier 9 ranked battle, ranked battles reward tank. Because literally, I think of this tank better than I actually think of the one that I just paid, or the KPZ 50T. I think this tank is better than it. I really do. Yes, I know that, you know, soft stats, you know, make it terrible and everything else to that, but I literally have better gameplay in this tank here than in the tier 9. Oh wait, because I'm a tier 8 with tier 9 stats. Oh, that's why. So probably if this tank was in tier 9, I probably feel about it the same way I feel about the 50T. Why? Because tier 9s see what? A lot of tier 9s and a lot of tier 10s. But you ain't seeing no tier 7s. You're not seeing no tier 6s. But this tank here, Now, again, I'm right here. Now I can shoot this guy. This guy is oblivious to the world. Now, this tank is still going to help you even when your teams are, I'm going to say, bad teams. Now, this guy is spotted forever. We're at 10 seconds now. He's spotted. No one shot at him. Oh, finally. 20 seconds. Only the Rim Warship shot at him. Oh, well, now I have to, you know, since I have to basically reveal myself, because everybody in the world waited forever and a day to actually shoot him. Now, again, that's snapshots. I didn't aim that. I just pulled out, fired, and then fired. Snap. The stats say I'm not supposed to be able to do that. The stats say, well, we nerfed it intentionally to make the gun handling bad because the armor is so good. But this is a Russian tank, so those rules don't apply. So seriously, is this a good investment in the game? I'm gonna have to say yes. I'm gonna have to say yes all day long. You know, again, this tank is dumb. This tank is basically another Defender. Now you can say, well, Warp, you're wrong. The stats say, please point out somewhere in the comments. Point out to me another tank that has these stats, that has these the armor profile of this tank at tier 8. You're not going to find one. Look at tier 9. You'll find a couple. And at tier 10, you'll find a couple that has armor like that. Now tier 10, the armor is a little bit better and everything else of that, but not by much. So again, to me, this is clearly a tier 9 tank. Clearly head and shoulders above other tanks in this tier. Now again, I'm going to speed it up a little bit because this is going to be boring right here, because basically, now again, it's not going to save you when you have a super terrible team. It's just not. Now I'm like, okay, I got this guy spotted. You know, it takes so long, I have to literally fire. Okay, boom. Now again, nope, can't hit him there, can't hit him there. Boom. Still moving their turret around, still able to fire it and hit things on the move. No problem. Now again, what happens if you have a good crew to put inside of this? Look at my view range. My view range is not maxed. What happens if you have max view range in this thing, so you can spot for yourself, spot for your team and everything else like that? Now look at this. I'm literally pointing at going out in the middle of nowhere with my armor like this and saying, okay, you know, hello. Seemed like it's still stealthy up to me. Now again, its aim not terrific when you need to really shoot and everything else. But again, that's Russia for you. Sometimes the Russia guns aren't reliable, but when you need that snapshot, hey. Now again, I'm literally spotting for this guy right here. Now the only reason why he's not getting shelled to death by our artillery, literally, our artillery told me after battle he disconnected from the game. So literally he was disconnected from the game for a portion of the game, and he was able to get back in and then start firing on the target. Now we have a SU-100 that literally could have came down here a long time ago and helped out. Now this game is going to go on for far too long. I'm going to be in a position where this guy should have been dead. A lot of guys should have been dead. But the tank itself, again, I'm up to what, 2.3 right now? Hey, I can still spot everything else to that. Come on. I'm just waiting. And again, I'm calling shots. Now, this is a teamwork thing. But again, the tank itself is literally bordering on the point of being ridiculous. You're just waiting for the other shoe to drop and everything else and that. Now, of the games I've had tonight, I've lost 2. One was lost because literally I disconnected from the game. I got kicked from the game at the beginning of the game and literally could not get back into the game. I could not get in back into the game. So I literally, my stats would be much higher in this thing because the 4th battle in. Now I'm side on. Lowell's hit me. The other guy hit me again. Side on tank is like that. No, I'm not. I can bounce shots on my side. Flat broadside. Why? Because again, the hole on this is V-shaped like this. So there's a strip that if you hit with auto aim, guess what happens if you auto aim this tank? You get that bounce. Now, if you actually aim carefully and everything else and lead your target, yes, it is hittable on the side and everything else to that. But again, there's a strip that if you auto aim and try to hit this thing, it's going to bounce. Basically like a lot of Russian tanks that have spaced armor, that if you auto aim right to that spaced armor, that's how it's made, so it can sit there and say, oh, you shot at me, bounce. Okay, cool. Again, now this is going to be near the end of the match for me and everything else like that. Where's my team out? In this match here, most of their team is literally hunting me down. Oh, you're hitting my side. Oh, so someone said that it can't side scrape? Is that what somebody said? What was that? But the hull's trash. Okay. Again, if all tanks had hulls like this and everything else, that, oh yeah, trash, nice. Hulls trash, love it. Now I'm going to take a beating in about 10 seconds. Here comes the still snapshot. Not aimed, not at all. Still snapshot though. The low is slowly shooting what? Goal to pin me. HE to pin. Now, if you want to say the hull's trash because you have the low goal to hit it, okay, that's a completely different thing. But on the normal, now this is a win as well. But on the normal, no, not gonna happen. So I'm gonna talk more in the post game and stuff, and then we'll get to what I really think of this tank. All right, we're looking at the stats. Sorry, we're looking at the end plate. I rate this an absolute buy. An absolute buy. An absolute, you do your best in the marathon to make sure you get your maximum number so you can get this thing cheap. Why? Because again, this tank is a straight up and down a defender as a medium for tier 8. It's that simple. Again, this is me coming in. It's like that. Came in second in the team in XP and everything else. So that, damage wise came in second as well. I mean, I've played this in various different ways. You can see it right here. It's like that. All the stuff was at longer range, over 300 meters. Then I played another game on my Ravanka. Again, you see 2K, and I'm not a medium tank player, but yet you still consistently come in the top 3. Again, this is a guy saying that he was literally out of the game and everything else of that. Now, again, this is a mix of being in close distance, being far away in close distance. Everybody's like, well, the gun stats are battery, 11 shots, like that. Of the 11 shots, 10 of them actually hits, 7 penetration. Yeah, the gunshots are trash. Seemed like it still hits for gunshots that are actually trash. So my long and short of this is, and everything else to that, this is a buy. This is, you work your butt off on the marathon and make sure that you get your maximum and everything else to that, to maximum discount, and then you buy the tank. I don't do the buy thing all the time. I don't sit there and say, yes, buy the tank. But this one here, if you want to basically increase your stats easily, even without having a crew, and this comes with a Brothers in Arms crew. I didn't even have access to it because they didn't give it to me. So this comes with a Brothers in Arms crew. So you're already going to have a leg up on me from Jump Street playing this and everything else to that. It's just a no-brainer. It shouldn't be like this. Literally, it shouldn't be a tank that you can buy and have it basically be people when it's like, well, it's not pay to win. Well, damn, you're right. You're not going to win all the time in this tank, but damn it, it's going to make you a lot better and make your games a lot damn easier. So you might not be paying to win, but so no, it's not the instant I win button, but it's the instant you have a better chance of winning button. Especially with the RNGs and everything else like that. So again, my recommendations: buy this tank. Yes, you heard it from me. You heard it from a guy that's a skeptic. I get on Wargaming all the time. I get on Wargaming for doing tanks that are basically, underpowered. Now they've went to the other spectrum. This is basically a tank that's not going to say overpowered, but I am going to say this tank is a tier 9 tank in tier 8. Well, that's all I have to say. This is Warp103 saying warp out, have fun, and of course, we'll catch you on the next one.